Hey everybody, welcome back for my third video. Gonna try to keep the introduction pretty short, but this is part of my collection of having at least one card from as many sets as possible. Um, I was gonna do up to present day, but I decided to make it 1980 and before for several reasons. My goal is to have one card from as many sets from 1980 all the way going back as far as possible, with lots of exceptions for like team issue things that are more like photos where there's nothing on the back and it's like a 5x7 photo, or then some sets that are just extremely expensive that I'll probably never have. So, I'm not going to have it all, and I'm making exceptions and stuff. So, anyways, it's fun to just get an example of a lot of different sets. And a lot of the more recent ones are pretty inexpensive, like this one. So I'm just going to get started. This is a 1980 Topps, which everybody recognizes 1980 Topps, I'm sure, but as you see the Burger King logo. So this is a Burger King Pitch, Hit, and Run series. There's several different Burger King series for some of these years. And it's interesting to look at the differences. I think this one was not team specific as some of the other ones were, and you can see it has the Burger King logo with the 1980 Randy Lurch here is also Burger King with no logo except on the back there. And this is the Burger King Phillies set. So I assume that was just distributed more in the Philadelphia area. I didn't do all my homework on all these sets as much as I should have, but it's fun learning about them, and I should go read more about how these were distributed and details like that. But it's interesting just looking at the differences in how they were designed to some extent. Even though they're both Burger King, they look different. 1980 Topps Darrell Porter. This is just normal 1980 Topps, but that's one of the sets out there that everybody has, I'm sure. Most people. Nothing too special. And another 1980 card, Charlie Moore. And this one's O-Pee-Chee. So some of the other O-Pee-Chees have something on the front saying O-Pee-Chee, at least one that I have. I don't have a lot of years of O-Pee-Chee yet. But on the back, it's got printed in Canada and O-Pee-Chee. And I love the French writing down here. All that's pretty cool, so I like that one. Staying in 1980, Kellogg's Buddy Bell. I know these Kellogg's cards are popular. I don't think I've gotten any Kellogg's cards in my newly discovered collecting again. These are all from when I was a kid. I don't remember how I got them at all. Kind of gunky on the back there. But I know these are pretty popular with people. I think they're pretty cool. Buddy Bell. And that moves us into 1979. I was collecting in 79. I was young, but I don't remember these at all. These Topps comics. I think, if I remember correctly, this was like the wrapper around a piece of gum, and the wrapper is the card. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, or look it up yourself. These are really inexpensive to get online. I got this on eBay with 5 or 6 guys that are Hall of Famers in the same eBay auction for a few dollars, like $2 plus shipping or something. So Guidry, it's very flimsy, like a wrapper from gum or whatever. And this one is another Burger King one, and these ones are really perplexing to me, I guess. It just looks like 1979 Topps. As far as I can tell, there's nothing on the back mentioning Burger King. So when I was looking for this set, 1979 Burger King, on eBay, people would list these as Burger King, and I'm like, no, that's just a normal Topps card. That's not a Burger King one. But I believe it's all in the numbering. Like the 1979 Topps normal set, number 17 is not Jim Spencer. So this is the Topps Burger King Yankees. So I think they put out a set of 25-ish Yankee cards, so they're all 1 through 25. So Jim Spencer's probably got his own card in the 79 set, normal Topps set with a different number. So I think that's really the whole tip-off, is based on just the number, because there's no Burger King insignia or markings on there whatsoever. regular old 1979 Topps, Dave Kingman. I believe I was at a game when I was a kid where he hit a couple home runs, if I remember correctly, against the Dodgers. Another OPG. This one has the OPG logo down there at the bottom, which is cool. Ken Singleton. It's interesting seeing the backs, how they're different as far as the colors than the normal Topps. That's always interesting. Again, it's got the French writing on there, which is pretty neat. 79 OPG. Another Kellogg's. John Matlack, 1979. Got Tony the Tiger on there. 1979 Hostess, Bobby Mercer. Again, one that I had as a kid. I don't remember. I must have traded with people. I don't remember. I could have cut this off a box of something. We didn't get that much Hostess stuff at my house. I don't remember, but you can look it up, or if you don't know. But I think that on these sites with every set listed in the details, there's ones that are really, really similar, but it has like a black line here or a black line somewhere, and those ones were only on the Twinkies. Like the Twinkie ones are slightly different than the other Hostess boxes, but I don't think I have any of those Twinkie specific ones. Let's see, where was I? 1978. Normal 1978 Topps, Davy Lopes. Lots of glare, nothing special. That's just 1978 Topps. This is 1978 TCMA, the 1960s. Down there it says the 1960s, Dale Long. This came out in 78. I didn't put any of these TCMA sets onto my list to collect. There's just so many of them. They're so numerous. I just, if I stumble on them, I'm at a store. This one I saw at a store a few weeks ago. It's 50 cents. So, hey, there it is. I'm going to pick it up for my set collection, but I don't really have the TCMA sets on my list, but it's a nice card. All right, another Kellogg's, 1978 Kellogg's, Bucky Dent. Another Hostess, 1978, Jim Slayton on the Tigers. After he was on the Brewers for a few years. Down to 1977. Just regular Topps card. I'm sure I'm missing OPG, lots of other stuff from this year that I haven't gotten to yet. I don't know if there was Burger King in 77, that kind of stuff, but that's just a normal Topps one. First of several of these discs. This is Pepsi Cola Collection, Don Sutton. When I was pretty young when these discs came out, I guess I was 5, but I just didn't know these existed until a few months ago. Let me hold this better. Pepsi Cola, get your personalized superstar shirt. It's expired, 1977. But there's these discs by so many different companies. I guess some company must have cranked out these discs and just put different logos on the fronts and backs, but they're kind of cool. I like them. This is one of the sets I forgot to do a little more research on, the 76 traded. Please comment if I'm wrong, but I don't believe it was until 81 that Topps actually had like the actual traded little box set you could buy separately. I think, were these just in packs that were with the normal 76 cards? I'm not sure, but they have the T, 385T, so I guess it's considered sort of a different set, a traded set. I don't know, that might be a gray area as being a different set or not, but it's got the little headline about the trade that is unique to the traded cards from 76. Ray Burris on the Cubs, regular 1976 card. Another disc. This one's Joe Morgan, and this one is I'm not sure if I know how to pronounce it right. Isalis. 155 locations to serve you, and Sweet William family restaurants. Kind of cool disc. And then another disc, also from 76, Crane potato chips, Steve Rogers. It says Expos, and it doesn't have his any logo. I wonder if they had to. Oh yeah, Morgan didn't have a logo either. Maybe they couldn't put that on there. Crane potato chips. It's fun looking at the backs for all those different things like that. 75 Tops Mini. I'm sure people are familiar with that. Oh, that does not look good on the back, but Rich Hebner Mini. 75 Tops, just regular 75 Tops, Mark Belanger. I know this set's very popular. It's a design with a lot of people. It's a very cool set. Some good rookies in that one. 1975 Hostess, Dave McNally. Another traded. I think same thing goes, at least in my mind, what I said about the 76 traded. It's got a T, 428T. I don't think it was in like a separate box set. It's like the 80s traded ones from Tops, I believe. Normal 1974 Tops, Joe Necro. Flip over my notes here. 1974, another TCMA card. Preacher Row. It's TCMA, the 1952 Brooklyn Dodgers. I have a lot of these. I might have the full set. They're kind of beat up. I got them from somewhere. I wish I have a good memory normally, and I can remember certain things from those days, but I don't remember whatsoever where I got these cards. That's another TCMA one that I don't specifically collect, but I had it for decades now, so might as well add it to my sets. Orlando Cepeda, 1974. Kellogg's. These Kellogg's ones are cool. A bunch of normal sets here. Normal 73 Tops. Ben Ogilvy. 72 Tops. George Foster. 71 Tops. Gene Mott. This one is 71 Fleer World Series. So they call them World Series black backs, but I don't know if there's a different set that's not black backs, but it's 71 Fleer. There's a whole bunch of cards like this of different World Series. Red Sox vs. Dodgers, 1916. Coombs winds up terrific series record. Well, he was 5-0 in that series. Is that what that's saying? And batted 333? I don't know. I could be wrong there. Probably tells all those details right there. All right, Jack Coombs, the former All-Star, counted for the only Brooklyn victory. Or maybe they won 5-0 that game. I don't know. I'll have to read it more later, but those are pretty neat cards. The design of them are pretty cool. 1970 Tops scratch-off game. Claude Osteen. That folds open, and there's a game where you scratch stuff off, and I guess you keep score on the back here. I believe, I should know this, but I believe there's a 1969 set that looks very similar. Some of the color scheme is different. This one's from 1970. And my last one for the 70s is 1970 Tug McGraw. It's always fun for me getting these older cards of, guys I remember him from 1980-ish time period when he didn't look this young. So I really like getting early 70s and 60s cards of guys that I remember being old guys in the early 80s. So that is all my different sets I have for now from 1970 through 1980. On the next video, I will show everything 1969 and before. It's almost the same amount of cards, a few more cards than this one was. And yeah, I just have a giant list on my notes on my phone of different sets, which ones I need, which ones I have. I'm sure most people watching this know the details, but I've done it from multiple websites, pulled this information from, I believe, Cardboard Connection, Dean's Cards, TCDB, all those, and just compiling all the different sets that exist. And pretty interesting. I mean, as a kid, next video I'll get into like Bowman cards I have, and decal edge tops and stuff that I had like a vague notion existed when I was 12 years old. But you're 12, you don't learn about those things quite as much, especially because that was the early 80s. So information, unless you really, really were obsessed and really learned about that stuff as a 12-year-old, which I was obsessed with baseball cards, but not to the point of learning about sets from years and years and years before I was born. It's like I heard of that stuff. I heard the word Bowman. I didn't know what it means. So as an adult, it's kind of fun to delve in deeper. It's much easier to find the info on the internet and buy some of them and have them in the collection. That's it. See you next time.